So you have Dwayne the Rock Johnson now, who has shared a message of support for the viral Richmond, North of Richmond singer Oliver Anthony. I must say this one does surprise me a little bit, but I must say though, gotta say it is pretty cool to see. So with we've all heard of the song Richmond, North of Richmond by Oliver Anthony that's gone viral in the past month. Um, it was released. It was released on the iTunes country charts, went right to number one. Also soared to the top of Apple Music's global music charts, and has overall racked up 47 million views on YouTube. Also has made chart history by debuting at number one on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. The song, obviously, some people have been calling it, as a right wing anthem for all the right wing influencer types, whatever. Enemy saying, this while many have interpreted it to be a working class anthem, others have criticized it for being fat phobic. All this BS. You have Anthony, so he's a former factory worker and farmer. But he has since said though, that left wingers have misunderstood his words. And he's also criticized Republicans. You had Ron DeSantis. He referenced Richmond, North of Richmond, and the Fox News debate. So he has criticized people like him and others who have weaponized the meaning behind the song. So what happened was on his Instagram. This goes back before Richmond, North of Richmond. He only had 374 monthly listeners on his Instagram, and now I think he's at about maybe now 4 million. And he said, I was thrilled at 300 today. I was thrilled at 300, and I'm thrilled today. I'm beyond thankful for everyone. I think you see so now he's got 4,548,505 monthly listeners. So obviously very, very impressive right there. So you had Dwayne the Rock Johnson. So Dwayne the Rock Johnson reached out to him and he said, "Great to connect with you, brother. Way to handle your fame and influence with class and kindness. Keep kicking ass and see you down the road." Signed off the comment with a whiskey glass emoji. So one thing with The Rock, you're talking like this is the biggest star now in Hollywood. He's surpassed Will Smith. And for him to do that, to take the time out to reach out to this guy, because Rock's on another level, really, you know what I mean? He didn't have to do that. And so for him to do that, real classy guy. I've always thought that he's one of the good guys. He was a hero of mine growing up, somebody I looked up to. He was my favorite wrestler back in the day. The Attitude Era. Some guys were kids were Stone Cold guys. I was a Rock guy though. And so you don't see many people. More people would say probably Dwayne Johnson's on the left. I believe he's referred to himself. He classes himself as an independent. But most people in that world, in Hollywood world, are liberals, and very few people I doubt would go out their way to praise his song. Even listening to it though, it would touch you. And even if you don't feel touched by the lyrics, I think it's just the quality though. You can feel his passion and just a really good singing voice also. So you've got Marjorie Taylor Greene describes it the anthem of the forgotten Americans who truly support this nation and unfortunately the world. But then you did have Oliver Anthony say, "Oh, it was funny seeing it at the presidential debate because it's like I wrote that song about these people." So for them to have sat there and listened to that, it cracks me up. It was a funny kind of seeing the response to it. So yeah, a lot of people have weaponized the song. And obviously DeSantis bringing that line up, you think, well, that's what they're going to do. They're going for the sound bites. It's commonplace in these type of things, in the debates and the prepared things that they come out with. But I think what he was saying before though about Oliver Anthony was saying that really we should, when it comes to like America, you could say apply this to the UK. We should be bringing people together on their similarities and not be focusing on their differences. And it can be that that identity type politics thing that, the left play a lot. Right, people on the right can play it too. As much as people say the left just play identity politics, I know Jordan Peterson also always says that, but people on the right are guilty of doing that as well. And we should be coming all together. We should all come together. It doesn't matter when it comes to race, religion, creed, gender, whatever. But it's really good song. I was really touched by it. I've gotten a bit emotional listening to it before, and I created my own video on it. I'll leave the you'll see it at the end of the video. You can click on it if you want to check that out. Just suitable, I thought, little video clips and photos that fitted the song. But yeah, I mean, to me, I still personally feel that this song is much better. Like take like a John Lennon Imagine. To me, this song is much better than that, because at that time when John Lennon wrote that song, he was a multi-millionaire, one of the most famous people in the world. I mean, you can't, okay, he could still relate to the regular person, growing up in working class Liverpool. But at that point in his life, though, could he though? But this guy though is just a regular guy, farmer. He really can relate to what the working man, the common man, is going through. But I'm just, this guy's seems like a real good guy, just real cool guy. Doesn't seem fazed by things, just very level-headed, grounded person. And I'm happy for him. And so he deserves all the success in the world, but then he doesn't care all that much about the material things and the big, $8 million record deal, whatever it was that he had turned down. But it always comes down to the message, and that's what it is ultimately with music and the art. It should be about the message more than all the commercial bullshit. And yeah, but those are my thoughts on that, guys. So good to see that though, Rock co-signing Richmond, north of Richmond. I mean, I would say he's probably more right-wing than Rock. He just can't really let on that he is because of that world he's in. He's got to play the game with the Democrats, and I get it, like, to a degree, but it comes a point though where you can play that game, pick your battles wisely and all that, but then it comes a point where you do have to really stand up though for what's right ultimately. But great guy, he's a real classy guy, Dwayne Johnson, for doing that. Maybe one day, it could be 2000, maybe 32, he could maybe end up the president, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson himself. I was watching I was watching the Young Rock sitcom, and I think that's what's maybe planned out. That was okay written for a sitcom. That's maybe where he sees his life going, that he would be the president, and let's say maybe, I don't know, 2032. Who knows? But those are my thoughts on all that stuff, guys. So feel free to hit the subscribe button, and feel free to leave a comment also. So thanks very much, guys. Cheers. Bye.